Morning guys, so as promised today we are going to take a look at Self Esteem by the Offspring. This won a vote that we had over on the Facebook page by, a small margin. I think 40 people voted and 38 came out with this, so it was a really close run thing. So, so today we're going to take a look at this one. But before we dive into the lesson, as always, I do appreciate the support that you give me, both here and over on the Facebook page. Growing quite nicely, so as always, don't forget to give me a cheeky like and a cheeky subscribe. It really helps out and helps me do more and do some more giveaways as well, which we've got coming up. But for now, let's jump into the lesson. Let's see if we can learn this one. Okay, so Self Esteem by Offspring. This is a power chord heavy song. I mean, pretty much everything that goes on in this song is power chord based. So if you're not used to forming your power chords, it's pretty simple. You will just be having, for the most part of this, your first finger either on the 6th string or the 5th string, and your 3rd or 3rd and pinky on the 5th and 4th string. So, but we'll go over that anyway. As far as tuning goes for this song, it is standard tuning on your guitar, okay? For those that don't know the standard tuning, it goes from the 6th string up here. You go E, A, D, G, B, and E down here on your 1st string. So, nice standard tune, which all your guitars will probably come when you buy them set up that way. Okay, so the initial starting point, which is the main riff as well, will sound a little bit like this. Okay, so nice and simple through these. As I said, basic power chord shapes, which are a staple for most rock music. But let's get into this and have a look, shall we? So to start off with, you're forming a power chord off of your 5th fret. Okay, so you're going to be using your 1st finger on that 6th string at fret number 5. Okay, and then your 3rd. Or if you want to use your 3rd and your 4th, you can, but we'll go over that. Your 3rd will be barring, in my case, strings number 5 and 4 at the 7th fret, or the more preferred medium for people is to have your ring finger, on string number 5 over fret number 7, and your little finger, there you go, look, string number 4, fret number 7, or your 1st finger's there. Either way is fine to play a power chord, okay? But you are just starting on that 5th fret power chord, as I say. And then you are coming down so that your 1st finger is now on the 8th fret on that 5th string, and your 3rd finger or your 3rd and your pinky, depending on which you want to use, are on strings number 3 and 4 at fret number 10. Okay, and then you are just hitting that a couple of times as well. So from the top, from the 5th fret, okay? Okay, so you're just dropping that shape down. You're going to keep this shape that I've got here pretty much throughout the entire song. Okay, this is the power chord shape you're going to have for just about everything that is played on this, okay? Nice and simple, right? And then you take that shape down your neck, okay? Back to the 3rd fret this time. So your 1st is on 3rd fret, 5th string, and your ring, or ring and pinky, are on strings number 4 and 3 at the 5th fret. And then just take that shape again and move it up 1 string on each. And that is the verse, okay? So we'll do it nice and slow. So from the top, with your 1st on the 5th on the 6th string, okay, and your ring or ring and pinky on strings number 4 and 5 at fret number 7. So you're just moving along that sort of box shape, should we call it. So you're going from that 5th fret power chord here, down a string each, okay, to that 8th fret power chord, then back down your neck to a 3rd fret power chord, and then just move everything up 1 string each, so you're on the 3rd fret power chord to finish, okay, and then you're back to the start. And that's the verse, okay? Nice and easy, okay? But obviously when we're going into the bridge section, going into the chorus, it will come out something along these lines. Okay, so when we come back to that 3rd fret power chord that you have here, rather than sort of restarting here, and going back through, you're coming off of this 3rd fret power chord and then sliding down so that you're now forming the 1st fret power chord. So your first finger is going to be string number 6 at the 1st fret, and your ring, or ring and pinky, are on strings number 5 and 4 at the 3rd fret. And you're just hitting that once. And then you palm mute and sort of chug. So for palm muting, again, just use the fleshy side of your palm. So my nice fat bit there with the wrinkles on it, lovely. And just lay that across your bridge, sort of just along here, okay, nice and lightly, okay? And then you're just hitting those 3 strings. Okay, so it'll sound something like this when you're going from the top, okay? And then we just come back again to that 3rd fret power chord where we were. Okay, so your first finger is still on that 6th string, and you're still on strings number 5 and 4 with your ring or ring and pinky. Now, the actual chords to that part involve sort of... But just because this is a beginner-focused lesson and a beginner-focused channel, it is a lot easier if you don't fancy sort of switching between, you know, the whole... If you don't fancy switching between that and you find it a little bit too complicated, a little bit too quick, just hit that 3rd fret power chord that we're on here a couple of times, and then end it up a whole step on that 5th fret power chord. Okay, so from the top, you will have something that sounds a little bit like this from the intro, okay? Okay, nice and simple, right? Just for that starting section. Now, as we're going through the song, you know, there's a sort of a pause section as he's doing the verse where there's no guitar playing. And then we get into that higher part where you just hear him sort of, it comes out a little bit like this. Okay, so for that part, as you're playing along with the verse, you just need your first finger on string number 5 at fret number 10. And your ring, or ring and pinky, depending on which you want to play, on strings number 4 and 3 at the 12th fret, as I've got here, okay? And you just hit that twice, and then just sort of drag down if you want, just to give a bit of body to it, I suppose. And then it pauses again, okay? And then we move into the sort of muted section, which will sound a little bit like this. Now, for that, this is where you're going to need to take a little bit of time, okay? Slow it right down, because the palm muting in this can be a bit tricky, especially at the right tempo and at the right speed, okay? So what you're doing is you're forming, if you think of it as a power chord, but your first finger's not going to be on that 5th string, should we say, because it's not there, it's over the other side of the nut here. Okay, so what you're doing, if you use your 3rd, or 3rd and 4, 3rd and pinky, sorry, whichever you prefer, and what you're doing is you're barring, in my case, strings number 4 and 3 at the 2nd fret here. Okay, and just remember what we talked about with palm muting across your bridge, and you're just sort of going down, up, down, up, down, up with your strumming on this part, okay? Okay, and that's all you're doing for the first part. So we're going from there, and then we're moving back to that first fret power chord. So your first finger is on the 6th string at fret number 1, and your ring or ring and pinky are on strings number 5 and 4 at fret number 3. Okay, so you'll have this. Excuse me. Okay, so if I move my middle finger out of the way, you can see the shape I've formed there. Okay. I'm just doing that part with down picks that time. So if you're finding it a little bit hard to do the up, down as you're muting, just use your down picks. So it look like this. You can see my hand here. Okay, you can get away with that and it will work just as fine until you get used to muting and you get the strength up in your hand. Okay, so we're moving from that 1st fret power chord, okay, and we're going down to the 3rd fret power chord off of string number 5. So again, 1st finger, string 5, and ring or ring and pinky on strings number 4 and 3. And then move it up 1 string on each finger up. So we're just going up 1 string, moving the whole position up, okay? So you have something like this from the top, just very slow, okay? So remember, we're off of this one, down on the 2nd fret here. Then we'll come like this. And then move to that 1st fret power chord. 3rd fret power chord, off of the 5th string. Move it up 1 to finish it there. And that's the muted section that we get throughout. So again, just at a bit more pace. Okay, nice and simple, and then he comes back into, he sort of fades it in, I guess is probably the easiest way to put it. It's a little bit like this. You're back into the chorus, so again. Which is that main rhythm we went over, okay? Nice and simple, right? So we're still keeping, again, that same shape. Okay, so you're holding either this shape, that would be covering your lowest string, and this covering the strings below it. Okay, so either 5 and 4 or 4 and 3, or you can use this shape for your power chords. Okay, so again, this is covering the lowest string, and these covering your strings below it. And that is, the power chord shape for it. We then move into, I guess it's like a bridgey section, which sounds a little bit like this. Okay, so for that section, you are still starting off of your 5th fret power chord. So you can see me forming it here. Okay, still on that power chord, and you're just hitting that 1, 2, 3, all down picks, okay? And then move that whole shape down to your 1st fret power chord. Okay, and then move the shape up 1 string for each finger. So you'll have this nice and slow, okay? See what I mean? So we're just keeping that shape throughout the whole song. And we end it back down 3rd fret power chord off of the 5th string, okay? And then back to that 5th fret power chord and start the whole sequence again. And on that 3rd playthrough, you will then, instead of going back to string number 5, you'll drag it back down to string number 1 and just hit it the once to end and then mute. So a little bit like this. And then you are just ending it with that, which is again off your 6th string this time, okay, on fret number 3. So again, just this shape, okay, or this one, whichever one you're preferring. You can clearly see which why I prefer my ring finger one, but you're just, I have to go back to the ring finger for me. Okay, now that is the basis for the entire song. Okay, you've got the main verse, the mute section, and that sort of abridged section where everything's sort of dragged out, as it were. But it is just that one shape, all power chords all the way through. And it's that simple to learn. It's going to take a bit of time to get you muting, obviously. You can just drop me a couple of questions if you feel like you need them, either on the Facebook page or below on muting. It's something that's taken me a while to get used to, but as I say, just for now, if it's a little bit easier, just go with your downstrokes, okay? Don't worry about going down and up. You will still get the same sound out of the guitar. You'll still be able to play along with the track. So go with that. Go over everything nice and slow, as normal. Repeat things, and you'll soon get the hang of it. But it's just a power chord heavy song. Great for you to learn the shapes with. Great for you to get on with. So give it a go. Let me know how you get on below in the comments, or drop me a message as always. But if you've gone over the lesson, don't forget to give me a cheeky like and a cheeky subscribe. We're coming back midweek with another skills lesson. And I think next week we are going to be taking a look at Whole Lot of Rosie by AC/DC. So that should be something interesting for everyone to learn. But for now, have a go at this. Let me know how you get on. Any questions, don't forget to ask me, of course. I will try and answer any that are sensible. But for now, as always, guys, take care, stay safe, and I will catch you next time.